No one would have expected, inside a neglected garden shed in the Hertfordshire countryside, would be planted the seed of something magical.
Hello everybody, welcome to my life with ferrets. I am Keeper Kate and I've actually got them with me. Here is Scruffles and Wriggles. These are 9-month-old ferrets who are possibly the most spoilt ferrets in the whole entire planet. I'm pretty sure. And of course they are doubly spoilt tonight because with me as ever is our guy in the chair, the editorially exalted MahdDogg.
Editorially exalted. Ooh. These are getting better. I do. I really like it when it's an alliteration as well.
Me too. But, you have to mix it up every now and again.
Oh, definitely.
I also still think you're a bit fantastic, so...
Now, are we talking fantastic as in terms of fantastical, is in meaning grotesque?
Well, let you decide that.
Yeah, I know which way she's leaning on that one. But that's not talking about ferrets.
No. How have you been, though? Are you good?
I am good. I had good news from the doctors.
Yay.
And, everything's okay. Like, there's not the problem that they were worried there was, so we got easy things to fix. So,
good.
Apart from that, I've been spending a lot of time working in a shorter format.
Yes, indeed. We when we left you last week, in fact, or no, it was when MahdDogg streamed last week. We went on to see Ray Scudder, who talked to us about the new beta for YouTube, which is YouTube Shorts, which is making short films under a minute that are specifically formatted to be viewed on mobiles. And it's brand new in beta, so we've been madly making those. We've got 23 of them now.
Yes.
There is a playlist called Shorts, #Shorts. I think we're going to link it up there, probably, just to make your life even easier. You can go and have a look at those on your mobile. They're specifically for mobile. There's, other than the fact that it's awesome to do really cute stuff like that, and I've really enjoyed making them, there's actually some technical reasons why it's good for us to do it as well. But we're going to talk about those in the after show party, which will also be linked at the end of this video. Isn't that right?
And up there. I'm going to link it there.
And up there as well. There you go.
There you go. That's 2 cards.
Go and have a watch of that. The girls have been obviously enjoying the outside run, which those of you who are watching us on YouTube, because the run is open 24/7 mostly on YouTube, will know. They have been digging, running around chasing, digging. And I actually was beginning to wonder whether or not it was a myth that ferrets sleep for 18 hours a day, because they were not sleeping for 18 hours a day that first week and a half that they had access to outside. But then on Wednesday, they crashed. I wasn't worried about them because I'd been seeing how much energy they were expending. They slept for about 18 hours solid.
Wow.
People on YouTube were starting to say, "Are the girls all right? Where are the girls? I haven't seen the girls." And I was just like, they're in bed. And even when I came down to put out new food and clean them and stuff, they kind of got up, checked me out for treats, and then went straight back to bed again. They were just exhausted. So it does seem like they might be beginning to settle. The novelty's worn off, and they might be beginning to settle. They're actually spending a bit of time around me now again, because this last week they haven't been interested. As long as there's no salmon pate on my finger, they're outside digging.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they've had a fantastic week, though. They have. I'm not surprised they're worn out after some of the things we've seen them do this week.
Yeah. And we're going to be showing you clips of obviously a lot of that in a moment or two. Before we start, though, there's another special thing happening this weekend. This weekend, those of you who know myself and MahdDogg will know that we're both ambassadors for Special Effect, which is a charity that helps people with physical disabilities continue gaming. For whatever reason, be it accident or injury or a degenerative condition. A lot of gamers. Because most people are gamers these days. You can imagine, going through a dreadful illness and also losing your ability to have your escape mechanism, which is gaming. Yeah. So we raise money for them whenever we can, and this is Special Effects' big weekend called Game Blast. It's their big fundraising weekend. It is. So you're not allowed to bite my nose. So we're actually doing something kind of fun.
We are. Oh, it's exciting, and we're going to be doing it on Twitch. We will be here doing it on Twitch. So I believe it's 9 o'clock tomorrow
9 p.m.
night.
Tomorrow night, yeah. 9
p.m. tomorrow night. We're going to be turning off the coverage for the time being of the enclosure, and we're going to be going up into the main den of FerretTube, where all the ideas are spawned and everything, and we're going to watch Kate frighten herself in virtual reality. That sounds like so much fun.
Anyone who saw me at Fantasticon, I think it was, a gaming convention, there's a video floating around the internet somewhere of me playing, I think it was Alien Isolation, in VR, and just cowering. And which I learned today from speaking to you. The reason, so I'm like playing Alien Isolation VR, and for those of you who don't know what Alien Isolation is, it's a sort of a hiding game, a game where you've got to sneak and hide and evade rather than attack and kill the enemy. And the alien, you're on the ship from Aliens, and the alien is searching for you. And I was just sitting in this cupboard, like, really quietly, and I could see it through the grate, and it found me, and I had no idea how it found me. But, of course, everybody watching me was laughing and jeering and, having a right old time. Which, of course, was me making noise as far as the game was concerned. So the alien knew exactly where I was hiding.
So the people enjoying watching you hide in a cupboard got you killed?
Exactly.
Well, we won't have that this time round. No. The only person making any noise apart from you will be me.
And you'll be in my ear, so...
I will be in your ear.
You're the voice in my head. So the challenge is, I have a new game as well called Red Matter, and it's one of these. It's not sort of like a fighting game. You don't even have a weapon yet. I've just started playing it. But it does have these kind of like jump scare moments where it plunges you into darkness, or something sort of jumps out of the darkness at you. And I just am terrible for just ripping off my headset. Like I've been playing the game what is effectively probably 5 minutes. Yeah. And it's taken me 3 days, because every time I get to the point where the lights go out, I rip my helmet off and run away from the game with my heart hammering. So it's endurance. I'm going to start the game from the beginning so you can hear the narrative. And it's scary. It's jump scare VR endurance, and I am going to try my hardest not to rip the headset off and run away from the game. And I'm going to need encouragement from MahdDogg, and I might need calming down and talking down off the cliff, and I'm going to need especially encouragement by donations to the wonderful charity. Our goal is to raise £250 over this weekend. If you are on YouTube, if you're watching us on YouTube, there'll be a link in the description. You can still donate. It's a fantastic charity. Go check them out. And if you're watching on Twitch, well, you be here tomorrow night, and you can watch the fun.
Indeed. And for those of you who do watch, if you've got young floof noodles, tomorrow night is going to be an adult stream, just because of the shock factor may have certain adult words coming out. So please don't let the little floof see this one, not until I've had a chance to edit some highlights.
I am going to be genuinely terrified, guys. I mean, this game in particular that I'm playing, it's got a very big kind of empty, creepy space environment.
I love those.
Yeah, and I'm genuinely going to be terrified, and I won't necessarily be able to control what comes out of my mouth in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, and unfortunately, due to the fact that I'm 250 miles away, operating a bleep machine at the same time is not going to be an option.
No. So we'll switch the stream over to adult to 18 anyway, so you'll get a warning when you're watching.
Yes.
And we'll share, obviously, a clip for the YouTube watchers later on in the show. So that's what's coming up, but we have a load of clips of what's happened in the last week that you haven't been experiencing them. And as usual, after that, we're going to fling open the doors of the enclosure and share a full weekend of fun and ferrets broadcast on 5 HD cameras around the clock. Which is something, if you haven't seen it on, if you're watching on YouTube, you haven't seen the Twitch channel live yet, it's definitely worth checking in over the weekend if you ever get the chance.
Indeed, just get yourselves over to FerretTube and watch the girls just live their lives, play around. Yeah. They're lovely in the background. We've got some nice music on there. It's all legitimate.
And before we start the clips, actually, if you haven't subbed yet on YouTube, just hit that little button down there, the red button. We are driving through to 1,000 subs at the moment, which will allow us to join the partnership program with YouTube, which will mean that we can offer so many more features for community members. We'll have new ways of reaching out to people and letting people know that we're here. So if you could just smash that sub button and the like button while you're there, maybe, I don't know, if you're liking it, it would really help us out a lot. We very much appreciate it. It's completely free. There's no commitment. You don't have to watch any of our stuff when it appears in your news feed, but you will at least know when we've posted something.
You will indeed. Like the notification for the premiere of this show, which I hope you're watching right at this minute. Before we go into the clips of what happened this week, though, last weekend we didn't do the coverage of the weekend, but we did catch up and see that our wonderful Scruffles has put on some weight.
Yeah, she put on another gram.
Yeah. So
again, not a huge amount of weight put on, but not weight lost, which is a big plus. Mm-hmm. Also, we've got to remember that they were doing a lot more exercise. Now, Wriggles actually lost... Wriggles lost about 28 grams, I think it was. We're not worried about that because she's approaching the chunky side anyway, because all of the lovely tasty foods I've been putting down to encourage Scruffles to eat, Wriggles has been having no problem with that. So we're not worried about that. And she's been doing a lot of exercise, so I'm not overly concerned about her weight loss. So yeah, there's a little bit of weight gain. I feel... in my hands, she feels more substantial again this week. Yeah. So I'm really hoping that we've got a decent amount of weight and gain. And also, I've noticed her eating a lot more, as people were last weekend as well. We're going, wow, she's eating a lot more than she has been. So I think maybe the combination of the exercise, and that stimulating her appetite, and also probably the enrichment. She's just generally a lot happier and less stressed because they've got so much of an outlet to have fun. And also, the Pepto-Bismol, of course, we did that for 2 weeks, and that had an impact last time we gave it to them. So I've heard from the vet as well. I did speak to the vet. So the poop sample came back, and there's nothing in it. And nothing. Yeah, and so the lady I spoke to, who's not my vet, but she was relaying the message from the vet, said, what do you want to do? Do you want to come in again and have another consultation? Or so when I explained to her as well, I said, she said, how's the weight doing? And I said, well, I've been taking it upon myself to try and do more to encourage her to eat, and told them what we've been trying, told her about the Pepto-Bismol, and told her about the no weight loss for the last 2 weeks. And so she was very encouraged by that, and she said, what do you want to do? Do you want to come in and have another consultation, or do you want to give it another couple of weeks and just see if that trend continues? Ultimately, they're still not right, because their poops are still not looking like they should look. So there's still something up with them, but the poops are not looking as bad and as bloody as they have been.
Well, that's good.
And so because there's no weight loss, and actually I feel this week there may be some weight gain, I said to her, let's just ride it out for a few weeks and see, you know, what we're dealing with, see if this trend sort of stays or if there's a sharp downturn, you know, and then I can decide what I want to do 2 weeks down the line. But it really feels to me like the vet doesn't really know what to do next either. So I don't know if you're a ferret owner or you know anything about ferrets and this sounds familiar to you, then I would really appreciate you reaching out. You can send me a private message if you want through Twitch or through YouTube. You can also leave a comment here publicly so that other people can share in the conversation as well, which I think would be ideal. Would love to hear what your thoughts are about what we could try next, because genuinely we've done, collectively as a community, we've done so much research and we've learned so much. But I don't really know. I'm also tempted because I did give them a tiny slither. One of the things that you're going to see over the weekend is I made some bone broth, and I gave them a tiny slither of the beef when I cut it off the bone before cooking it, and she wolfed it down. And she's always loved meat.
Yes.
And I do wonder if putting her back on, you know, and we talked about this just before, maybe not putting her back on meat fully, but she used to love having a mouse, you know, every now and again, a small mouse. So maybe I should just get some mice and just let her have that in her diet and see if that, you know, that encourages her to eat and gets her digestion flowing and cleaned out again. I don't know.
I think it's a good idea. What have you got to lose? She clearly loves mice. She does love meat, and we wanted to put a little chunk on. Yeah, exactly. So a mouse every now and again isn't going to hurt her. Not going to hurt her. I don't think so. No. So again, let us know your thoughts if you know differently or you have an opinion, even if you've got no experience, if you just have an opinion because of you know, being part of this community. We're also on Discord, obviously, so if you want to have a more sort of lengthy chat with us, then come along and see FerretTubeTV on Discord. Again, all the links are down below. Hello. Indeed. Scruffles has come. She wants to see herself on TV. Hey, Scruffles. Hello. You've got cold feet. Do you know what I've noticed as well? Because they're spending time outside and it's cold, their winter coat is coming through. They've been inside and it's not been that cold, and they've got really fluffy bits happening behind their ears. It's super cute. Little tufts. Well, all that talk about the vet and collecting poop and everything, that actually segues quite nicely into our very first clip of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the girls have now gone back in time to the 1940s and have decided that it's the best place for a loo is outside. So this, of course, is the overhead view that we get with the YouTube camera, the YouTube feed. So this is 100, and you can see there Scruffles is climbing up the fence to try. I'm coming in to do some cleaning out there. Yeah. And she obviously is climbing up the fence because it's impossible for her not to climb up a fence. Of course, it's there, and you're about to open it. She wants out. Yeah. First thing first, go inside the poop scoop, go inside the poop bin, do everything you can to get inside the poop container. Anthony kept mentioning last week that I needed to clean my windows, so I did a bit of window cleaning, and you can see the girls got actually very agitated by that. Oh, Wriggles especially. She's telling you to use a chamois leather and a squeegee. Yeah, she gets so furious with me when I go anywhere near the sandpit now. Well, I don't blame her. She puts a lot of effort into that sandpit, and you and Scruffles just come along and destroy all her amazing work. So it's poop cleaning time. And you know, they've been very good actually. Sometimes there's a couple of poops just in front of the tray, and mostly it's in the tray, and they mostly go outside, to be honest with you. They've only once gone in another place outside, but of course that's Scruffles Scruffles now, and I think Wriggles joins in a moment. She went for the poo bin.
Yeah, no, I was holding the poo bin out of... oh, my throat is gone. I was holding the poo bin out of reach, and so she was climbing up on my back and down my arm to get into the poo bin. The arm that was... So pretty smart creatures, really, when you think about it.
Well, that's not really a smart move, because who wants to jump in a bin full of poop?
Well, no, but if you want to jump in a bin full of poop, it's a smart way of knowing how to get there. As Wriggles is on the case now as well. I don't know what their obsession is with trying to climb into the bin where I've just put their poop. They do it with this bin in here as well. And I don't know why.
I think they're actually trying to stash that poop. They've realised that you'll clean the poop from inside, so they're like, right, okay, so if we only poop outside, we can collect the poop outside, and that's a good idea. And now along comes you, and you start taking it away from outside, and they're like, well, we're not pooping inside anymore, Mummy. What do you want from us? That's our poop. You're taking our poop away. Wriggles, especially, not happy. She's been getting a temper.
Listen to what I say here. I think I'm going a bit mad.
Yes, my poop now. They call me the poop collector. When I have enough of your poop,
I've come to collect your poop.
And then return for your souls. I'm a bit concerned, and I think that maybe getting more ferrets might not be a good idea for you. As much as I love the content and come visiting and everything like that, are you sure you're okay?
100% need more ferrets. I mean, look at the space. It seems almost cruel not to provide accommodation to 2 or 4 homeless, unwanted, retired ferrets. It seems selfish just to keep this space just for us 3. So, yeah, I think definitely. I mean, not until we've sorted out the girls, definitely the health, because obviously the other thing is, at the moment, it could be a bacterial infection still, so,
yes.
and that's contagious. So
Yeah,
that's
you don't want to pass that on to new ferrets coming in, especially elderly ones.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll definitely get the girls sorted out first, but as soon as their health is sorted out, and hopefully in the springtime, and of course when the pandemic has ceased to have lockdowns all over the place,
yes,
then we'll be able to do that. And this is Wriggles there. She's so good at those tunnels.
She's industrious.
bring it out.
The Wriggles dozer, full effect.
Yeah, I think they dropped a ball in there. Was it? She hid a ball away in the sand.
She took the ball into the sand and then was like, no, I'm not happy with the ball in my hole in the sand. And then she went and stashed it in the pipe.
I think it was actually Scruffles that put the ball in the hole. Wriggles forever having to. Yeah.
I think it was.
And she comes, they both come for their treat pretty quickly when they're off with it, though. And they're such good girls.
They are. Oh, those little snuggly faces.
So that's kind of become, excuse me, that's kind of become my daily pattern now. I'll go in there out in the run only for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something. Just the opportunity to clean it out, have a bit of a play with them.
Yeah.
And and even when it's raining, because it's covered, it's actually quite nice sitting out there because the rain makes a really heavy sound on the roof.
Like being in a tent. It must be like being in a tent in the rain. I always used to love that.
It really is. It's a really kind of evocative of that era of my life feeling. Yeah, do you want some?
You mean you felt like you were back at a festival?
Yeah.
Waiting for a band to go on, and you've just queued for 4.5 hours to use an extremely unsanitary portaloo.
Unfortunately, I'm not that cool. It was more evocative of a weekend with the Venture Scouts playing hockey in a tournament.
Well, that's just shattered everybody's illusions of you.
Yeah.
Completely. But we've had some more visitors to the girls' cage. The squirrels have been about. We've seen some pigeons kicking about, and the fox last week popping up in the middle of the night to come and visit the girls.
Yes.
But the felines have been scarce.
They have.
I would say.
They have. I mean, I planned to basically share with you each of the animal visitors that we've had. But I'll be honest with you, we got so much content for the pigeons and the fox. No, not the fox, sorry. The fox you saw last week. For the pigeons and the squirrels. Oh, she's going to slash me. We got so much content. Ow! Okay, don't be so fierce. She's very determined to stash me. That I didn't really have time or the room in this week's show with everything else. So I'm saving those. And also I want to try and capture the pigeon from the other side of the fence as well, just because you can't really see it that well, how cocky this pigeon is. It's just really kind of like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right, I'm not worried about you.
He thinks he's all that.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like the first visitor we're going to take a look at today. He thought he was all that, and then he met Scruffles.
So Scruffles there, you can see, she's on the left-hand side of the screen, she's seen something coming, you can see. And the cat you're about to see is a stray cat that lives in the area. Now, when I say stray, it actually goes into my neighbour's house and eats their cat's food. You know, it's not it is stray, it doesn't live with anyone, but it's not, you know, it would move in with someone if someone gave it the chance.
Yeah.
Cappy fights with it constantly. Like, I'm pretty sure all of the shredded ears that Cappy's ever had is, and they call it Keith.
Keith?
Yeah. My neighbour calls it Keith. So you can see...
Why Keith?
I don't know. I don't know. You see, it comes in from the left, and you can see he's sort of like striding along, trying to play it cool.
He does. He's got his eye on Scruffles as he comes in. And then he just... It's like that moment where you trip in the street as you're walking and you try and do a little run to get out of it as if it was, I'm all right. Yeah.
So I've seen Cappy a couple of times. I've seen him in the garden, not on camera, and quite a distance, but Cappy and Tia just don't, I genuinely haven't seen them at all around the cage in shot. So that's Keith, our local stray Tom. Who's
kind of Cappy's stunt double.
Yeah, he kind
sort
of is. He's got white paws though, and he's a lot more, his coat is all scraggy and he's skinny, and so yeah, you wouldn't think it was Cappy up close.
well, no, that's why you only use them for stunt shots in the distance when you don't need to see Cappy full on.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty much. That's how we work it.
But there's another cat that our audience know of old from the launch video time.
Oh, our very familiar. She's lovely. I've got a very big soft spot for this little meow. She's so gorgeous.
So this is Bonnie that you're going to see in a moment. You can see there Scruffles is sort of, doesn't really care. She's busy digging away. But in a moment, here you see at the top there, that's Bonnie. And Bonnie she's a bit dozy, to be honest with you, and she's super friendly. And she's the one who's been most interested in coming nose to nose with the ferrets through the wire. And you can see there, Scruffles has gone up to meet her, and she's not afraid.
Not in the slightest.
She's not aggressive. I don't know how close. I can't quite see how close their faces are getting to each other.
I think they're really close there. I mean, they're right there. Scruffles went right up, and Bonnie didn't even move back.
Yeah, and she's moving forwards for a sniff. So it is fascinating to see, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that relationship develops, if she comes by and sees again, because Bonnie's just incredibly interested in what's going on here. Look,
she's stopping. It's like, when I watched this earlier, it reminded me of back in my school days, getting home from school, coming in, mum's out in the back garden, hanging the washing and nattering with the neighbour over the fence. That's what I think Bonnie and Scruffles are doing. They're just having a bit of a catch-up. Keith comes round and he's like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And Scruffles is, "I'm not standing for you," and he's off. Bonnie comes up, "Hello, pet, how are you? I'm all right. Are you doing all right with your back legs again, Hilly?" "Oh, I'm doing fine." "Oh, it's lovely to see you. Say hi to your sister who's got a problem." Wriggles definitely has an issue. she won't even come and say hi.
She hasn't even blinked, has she? She's been there digging the whole time, that whole exchange. Scruffles, Wriggles is just like, nah, I'm digging, it's more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Bonnie. I thought it was absolutely adorable. And
it's so cute.
I expect to see more of that over the months, because don't forget it's winter now, so of course the animals around, they're not sort of hanging around, they're just functionally outside rather than just outside to enjoy the fresh air. So hopefully we'll see more of her over the months ahead.
Well, I hope so. I'm wanting to see a burgeoning friendship between two species grow there, that Scruffles will make a firm friend, and Wriggles can get some help with a digging obsession.
Yeah, for sure.
That's kind of what I'm really hoping for.
I had so much when I was looking at the content though to put in here, and again it's most of it's outdoors again, and I have to apologise if you're getting bored of seeing the outside run, but essentially the girls have done nothing else other than sleep and be outside, so there isn't anything else. I could do a sequence of them running past the camera on the way out or on the way back up to bed. Yes. But and I could have chosen so many different things. So in the end, for the final two lots, I decided to focus on one of the ferrets, and sort of like explore what happens to them during the course of a day, and then next week we'll do the other one.
Oh, so we've got a special focus. This one is a day in the life of Wriggles.
I think I need to rearrange the sound position as well. So, like usual, Wriggles' day begins with her crawling out of bed, thinking whether or not she should get up.
She's going to use some fresh biscuits.
Being all slinky. Look at her slinking.
Normally, if I'm around, I'll poke my nose down and say hello.
Oh, bless her.
She's such a slow to wake ferret. It's hilarious.
She's all snoozy.
Now you'll recognise this. This is a theme for poor Wriggles. Can you guess what's going to happen?
Let me guess. She's gonna make a sand. No, she's gonna dig a hole.
And
get very, very annoyed.
Scruffles just piling into the same hole, and literally again I could have chosen so many different clips for that, where Scruffles just wants to be involved with the digging, and usually it's in completely the wrong place, and Wriggles gets really angry with her.
She gets furious. She's really picking up a bit of a temper, as Wriggles, I've noticed.
The funny thing is, though, generally speaking, so this is one of the shorts we made this into.
Oh, I call this Merry-Go-Wriggles. Look at her.
I love the lighting in this shot as well. So the sun's obviously at an angle. We get some brilliant, shadows and sunlight in there. And she's...
It's like she wants to look into the camera, but the basket keeps swinging her away from it. Yeah.
And then this bit now, she actually does these little things with her feet, and she's trying to grab onto something, but there's nothing to grab onto. She jumps off. And she's done that several times.
Oh, that's definitely her basket. But the digging is the thing, though, isn't it? Look at that.
So this is I can't remember which. I think this is just showing, or this might be. Oh no, it's not. This is just digging. One of them. I did a whole load of digging shots. One of them, there's something kind of funny happens in the middle of her dig. Oh, so then I come along
and ruin everything.
Now, the reason that I do it, in case you're thinking that I'm just being really super mean, is they have taken a tendency of gradually over 2 or 3 days shifting the sand all the way up to one side of the sandpit, and then they start kicking it over the edge of the sandpit because it's got so high.
Right.
So in order to stop them just spraying sand everywhere, and emptying the sandpit ultimately, I have to keep moving it back every now and again. And Wriggles gets furious. Look at her.
She does. There's you coming in acting like some human sand Zamboni, and Wriggles is not having any of it. She's going for you.
She's got that hunched up little chasey thing that she does when she's angry with Scruffles for ruining something. It's just like, get back here, I'm going to nip you. I'm going to nip you. What have you done?
How dare you ruin my construction? She is beautiful. It's like she's getting to. I think she's getting to that teenager stage now for a ferret, where everything everyone does is geared towards making her life miserable. Because her sister comes and ruins her tunnels. You come and ruin her tunnels. She comes out in the middle of the night to keep away from everybody. She does her tunneling, and then the very next day, along comes you, great lumbering Zamboni of sand, and flattens the lot. And she has to start all over again.
Now this, notice here, actually this was the shot that we just saw earlier on. Notice at the back of shot, Scruffles is having her moment with, or another moment with Bonnie there in the back of shot. You could just about see it.
Bonnie just faded out mysteriously.
But I wanted to include that because, and I've just spoken over it. So what was happening there? She had a cave-in on her head.
Oh no!
That's
she
hilarious.
Did. Yeah, the whole thing just dropped on her.
Yeah. So maybe if you're watching this on YouTube, what's going to happen now is there's going to be a quick replay of that. And there we go. That's the insert. Yeah. Twitch, I'm sorry. You're going to have to make do and watch on Monday. And then they have obviously a rough and tumble in the hole that resulted from the cave-in. Mm-hmm. That was spotted by Annie, actually, that cave-in. And I think it was Annie. Somebody spotted that. And then this is the end of the day for Wriggles, and it's surprising how many times she ends the day like this, actually. Whenever I give her one of the little duck breast strips treats, she always carries them off to the bedroom, hides them under the duvet, so that they're there for her when she goes to bed at night to have one last nom before retiring.
Well, she's had a heavy day. I would have a snack too, though that might be the equivalent of having crisps in bed.
Yeah. I think it actually might be the equivalent of having a steak in bed. It's quite a...
well, maybe it's more like pork scratchings.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. It's more like pork scratchings in bed. Oh, bless her. So that's a busy day for Wriggles.
Yeah. She's had many, many busy days like that. Although I am relieved that they do seem to be sleeping a little bit more, in a bit. So I think it's probably healthy for them to have a balance and not be too obsessed with digging outside. But they were always going to be excited about it initially, weren't they?
Oh, they are. They've been like when kids go on a holiday with their parents, and you get there, you've been travelling for hours, you've been stuck in a plane, you've gone through passport control, you finally got to the hotel, you get in, unpack all your stuff, and all the kids are doing is shout, "Come and go to the pool! Come and go to the pool! Come and go!" So you just lie down on the sofa and open the door and let them go. It's a foreign country, but it doesn't matter. Just let them swim. You can sleep.
It's going to be interesting to see. We do have this the paddling pool to put out there as well, of course, when the weather gets warm. So we'll be able to give them the opportunity to have a proper sploosh around in the paddling pool, which would be fun to watch too, I think.
A proper swim would be amazing. I think we need deck chairs, little ferret-sized deck chairs, just for the summer. And especially if there's going to be more, because the older ones aren't going to want to play in the pool all the time. They'll want somewhere to have a little lie in the sun. Do
you know that actually ferrets would probably appreciate a regular human-sized deck chair, because it would probably be just about the right kind of shape for them to sort of hammock in. So maybe we'll look at that.
We
do have one final, because as well as the day in the life, There's also an awful lot of activity happening at the night time. So this was the shot that I was thinking about, actually, that was spotted by Annie, Anska Bunny, one of our wonderful mods, and also who runs our Instagram account. So thank you so much, Annie, for that. Middle of the night, and she is out on that new chair that we put up.
She's having a good old roll about.
What YouTube watchers, you won't know about that chair because I put it up last weekend when I wasn't making any YouTube content. So it's just a hanging macrame chair. I chose one with big holes so that the ferrets fit all the way through the holes, so that there's no risk they would get stuck in them. And she's there. She's having a good old back scratch. She's used it a couple of times.
She's absolutely loving that.
I gave them their ear mite treatment this week as well, by the way, the second dose. I've had the doses, so I put that on their next couple of days ago.
Oh, good. Was this the same night? Because that would explain the rolling about.
No, this was before.
Oh, right.
So, and they shouldn't be being bothered by ear mites yet. It's preventative treatments now that we're doing. I'll do them every month with a spot-on treatment, like the cats with the fleas.
Yeah. What they call a prophylactic treatment. Oh, she managed to get through it.
Yes, no, she's having no problems with that at all. She has a bit of a tussle with the tassels.
She does.
Which is fun to watch as well.
But then, yeah. Yeah, of course. And then it's back to the dig.
Back to the dig.
And this is 10 to 11 at night.
Yeah.
She's little. This is way past her bedtime.
It's funny, you know, I wake up in the morning and I know if they're, you know, sort of what kind of activity they've been up to overnight, because the topography of the sandpit just completely changes. And I speeded this up. Yeah, so I speeded this up just to show you how persistent she is. So this is at something like a 1,000% speed. And I just wanted to show, look how deep she's going. Like, she just started that tunnel and she's completely, and then what she's trying to do is she's trying to make it through at the back there to come out the other side. And she just keeps on her singular intent of just dig, and there you go, she's all the way in now. And you can see her disappearing all the way inside.
Yeah.
Building that massive tunnel.
And she's been doing that solidly for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
7 minutes of solid dig. No stopping. 8 minutes. That's got to be a world record ferret dig. 8-minute ferret dig without a stop. But she's carrying on. She's had a bit of a brief break, obviously. That's for adverts.
I love the way when it gets to here, you can just see the tip of her tail when she goes down. She's obviously furiously digging under the ground. And you just see the tip of her tail kind of waggling around out of the hole. And she goes, checks another area, and she's like, no, I don't know.
Maybe one down here.
And she's back to her old hole again. She's super deep. And now I think she's close to breaking through. There you go.
Oh, she's already through the other side.
Yeah, she's through. And pretty soon, the other regular feature of one of Wriggles' nights is going to occur.
Oh, no. This is what I think it is. Ah!
Here's
trouble.
Scruffles is straight in. She's like checking out the first hole, and Wriggles is like, no,
get off it.
You leave my hole alone.
So Scruffs is immediately down through the tunnel, and oh no. Did Wriggles? Oh.
She ends up collapsing her own tunnel.
Oh, in trying to stop Scruffles from ruining the tunnel, she inadvertently ruined the tunnel.
And now now she's furious again.
Oh, she is mad. She's not standing for it. All that hard work, all that effort.
It's so funny to watch.
She dug for a solid 8 minutes. Ruined in seconds by Scruffles. I don't know.
I don't even know what they were doing with the energy, all this energy that they have before we had that outside run there, you know. It kind of amazes me how much energy they're expending. And then, of course,
oh
just
yes,
to finish
end
off
of the
night.
A bit of duck jerky.
Duck jerky in bed.
Yay. Finish off with a bit of a snack. And then a snooze.
It's been quite warm here. It's been like up to 10 degrees this last week. It's been nice because the kits have been on top of the bed covers again because they've been buried underneath the covers whenever they're in there for you know, well, a good few months since the weather's been cold. And when they first arrived, it was boiling hot, of course, so they were always sort of like lying on the surface of the covers, and it was just so cute.
It was, but I mean, there's so much. I've looked back actually over the last week as we've been creating the shorts for YouTube and stuff. I've been looking back through things that we did previously, and I went all the way back to the very first highlights show, and the difference in the girls, it's hard to imagine because I do see them every single day, and the change is gradual, but there is a huge difference in them right now.
Yeah, they were so tiny. And you know what I've noticed as well, though? Just the confidence, both of them, with sort of like leaping around on me, and particularly Wriggles. You know, Wriggles has become much more confident climbing me and moving around on me. And I think it's because, you know, I think outside there helps as well because it's, you know, it's outside, they're moving around, they're active, and I just become a sort of an incidental part of the scenery. Yeah. When I'm out there cleaning, and you know, with the more that they clamber over me and clamber up things, the more confidence they have. So it's great, and don't forget they're still young as well. So they're going to calm down in terms. I'd love it if they, you know, one of them was wrapped around my shoulders right now, but you know, they are still young. And, you know, I can expect hopefully that kind of behaviour to come. But just having them used to sort of being on me, standing on me, sitting on me is a good kind of route to that end goal, I feel. So yeah, that's everything that we got up to. Pretty exciting, huh?
Very exciting. Very, very exciting. But the big thing is that always excites me is what they get up to next.
Ooh. Regular viewers will know I've been trying really hard to get Scruffles more interested in eating her food, and viewer Graham at home suggested using bone broth instead of just plain water to soak the biscuits. So my job this weekend is to make some bone broth and try it. Step number 1, wash hands, because even though you're preparing food for an animal, ferrets are still susceptible to many of the same kinds of viruses and bacteria that we are. So, good scrub, antibacterial hand wash. For this experiment, I have bought short rib beef. Now, I know that probably many of you are screaming that this is prime expensive meat that should be eaten by a human and not a ferret. But this is all that Ocado had, so I don't have a car and there's no butcher close by. And I'm going to cut the meat off and have it for me, so I'm only going to be boiling the bones. On power. Okay, that's it. I've put it on full heat for now, just to get the water bubbling. Once it's up to temperature, I'm going to turn it right down, and then it's got to cook really slowly over a long period of time to get all the meaty goodness out of the centre of the bone. I'll keep an eye on it, obviously, make sure it doesn't boil dry. If you've got a slow cooker, that's obviously ideal, but unfortunately I haven't, so it's pan on the hob for me. Now, meanwhile, I'm going to turn these tasty bits of trimmings into something good for me to eat. I feel like it needs a bit more moisture, so not sponsored, by the way. Put a dash of Thirsty Ferret ale in it. And now we wait. Huh. Don't mind if I do. Okay, day 2. I left this cooking for about 3 hours yesterday, took it out, let it cool down overnight, put it in the fridge, got it out again today, and I've given it for another hour and a half. So I think we're about good now, both bone broth and human stew. Let's see how it looks. So here is our stew, our bone broth. Looking pretty good. There's not too much liquid there, which is what we want because we want it to have a decent amount of flavour and goodness. That needs to be drained off and then the fat removed. Let's have a look. Look at that. That meat absolutely just falls apart. I know, I guess the telling thing you know what? Some nice mashed potatoes and a little mound of peas. It's going to be good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to decant it into a couple of these. It's a very small amount, but it's quite concentrated. As you can see, we didn't make much, but there was only 2 bones. This is just a sample. But I'm going to potentially freeze some of them. And then what I can do is just get them out of the freezer one at a time when I want to mix the food up, and mix it with hot water. So it's kind of like a concentrated stock cube scenario. And that way I can make a big batch and just create a whole load in one go. That will then be used over a number of weeks. Now, there is some fat on these. I can see it glistening on the surface there. Give that fat a chance to settle on top, then I'll just skim it off because I don't want to add fat to their food because it'll make it all gloopy. And then we'll be left with just the tasty goodness of the broth that we can add with a little bit of hot water to their food each day. That's really good. Yes, and you. Astronomad wants to treat you. Did you hear that? Come on then, ready, ladies. Astronomad says treats. You are the sun. Oh, that was a good way. You are the moon. Well, if anything is going to help this one get fatter on Fatterday. It's plenty of treats. So Saturday is Fatterday. Time to weigh them. Who's first? Come on then. What? Come here. One. Come here. Let me pick you up. Two. Put that on. And let's do Wriggles first.
Whatever you do, I'll be there for you. And I will
828. And Scruffles. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hang on.
and I give it all.
56.
I give you my life. I give you my soul.
656. That's not good. So Scruffles has gone down from 670 to 500 to 656. And Wriggles has gone down from 857 to 828. So I think I'm going to have to call the vet again and say that obviously the weight loss, the stabilisation of the weight has not taken effect. Oh well. So I have made the bone broth. It's now kind of a little bit blob of it is there. Oh, hang on. Oh, well, all right. Let's see how they go. Oh, careful. Why don't you try it? You like the smell of it? I am not an experienced ferret owner. I don't know if you'd noticed. What do you want to try? In their cage and see if they show any interest in it whatsoever. We'll have a look later on. So Graham's just boop her on the nose with some, and then she'll have to lick it off. Good girl. Ready? Oh. No, she doesn't want it. I got a little bit on her nose. She wasn't happy with that at all. Oh, I know what we've got to do now. Gift. We've got to open your gifts, girls. For your presents. Yes, presents. What's this? What does it say? This is a gift from Stuart Edwards. Thank you so much, Stu. It's appreciated. Undo it, and I know what this is because I put it on the gift list. What is it, Scruff? Here, leave. Oh, this is sleep bag. Basically, it's just a nice, warm, fleecy bag that they can climb into. It's all right. That they can climb into. So thank you so much, Stu. So there's that one. And I think this is also the same or a similar, maybe a different size. And a different colour. Oh, look. It's a pink one. And I think, I'm pretty sure this is from Graham. There it is. A gift from Graham. Thank you, Graham and Tone. So I wanted to, because obviously washing, and if they really love it, they may end up wanting, you know, more than one, in more than one place. What do you think? Woo! She's straight in. What do you think? They're lovely, lovely and soft. They're going to be nice and warm inside. And it's a little sleeping bag. They've got little ears and a tail. You see, those bits are for me. Although she was just attacking that quite nicely. So thank you so much, Stuart and Graham. I wonder what they'll think. Ladies, what do you think? Do you like my new hat? Like my new hat? Scuffle, Wriggles. She's not even paying attention to me. Scuffle, do you like my new hat? What's that? Don't bite my nose. She was so going to bite my nose then. Keeper Kate here, reporting for duty, ready to go into deep space and scary VR to raise money for special effect. So my mission is to go into this strange, barren, alien planet and restart their power station.
Approaching real-lunar orbit.
Flames!
We're encountering some
That's
problems
called
with
re-entry.
real-time
That's normal. Don't panic.
That doesn't feel normal.
Emergency landing.
Have you not seen Apollo 13?
That does not feel normal. Normal isn't red flashing and a nasty sound.
Though that's fire. That's what fire does. It red flashes, makes a nasty.
Should we say, is anyone afraid of heights?
I'm not really that great with heights.
I can get there. Whoa!
Careful, don't fall off the cliff. Oh. What? I thought I was supposed to be keeping you calm and you're here terrifying me. You're at 119% target.
Where?
Raised £300.
Thank you so much, guys. That's absolutely amazing. Wow, cool. Does that mean I can stop now?
No,
wait,
you've got to keep going. We've paid for this now. If by 10 o'clock we hit 400,
Yeah.
would you agree to not using the torch again?
No, because the jump scares and there's the darkness.
Only if we hit 400 before 10 o'clock.
Alright. Whee!
Big jump.
Look down, MahdDogg.
No, I'm not looking.
Whoa!
Did you nearly miss?
I smacked my face on the iron bar. Why isn't my torch working?
Epsilon. Everything all right?
Why doesn't my torch work?
I'm losing.
There's someone there. There's someone there.
I'm supposed to do something.
Where'd he go?
I don't know.
He was right there. I wouldn't recommend going through that.
I reckon this is a secret security door. Like,
Secret tunnel.
I'm going for it. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm in security.
Are we just stepping through any old interdimensional doorways that we open up now?
It seems we are. Activate workflow control.
Which one is that? Oh, you opened the door. Did you get the documents though?
They're in here.
Look at that! Ooh!
The documents are
Okay,
there.
solves the number of problems. Oh, there's a red king there.
Down to the lower level
Ah!
and dig through their lab research.
What is that? That looks like mold. Yeah, don't open that door over there.
Ooh, no.
No, that looks like a David Cronenberg movie.
Hey! Oh.
Olga's room, which you haven't got the key for yet. Most. Oh. It's gonna go. He's pointing at you! He's pointing at you! Well, that wasn't scary. What were you afraid of?
I know. It wasn't scary at all, was it? But you guys, seriously, 340 quid, did you say?
£340 is where we're at.
Absolutely
That's
amazing. Really. You know, as MahdDogg said, especially in the current, you know, sort of economic climate and uncertainty still with everybody.
Absolutely.
I super appreciate it. And I know that special effects, I don't know whether special effects still here or not, but I know that they'll be extremely grateful. And they do, because of the way the charity works as well, they do so much with that money too. That's all from us here at FerretTubeTV. The girls are fast asleep in bed, and quite frankly, I am not in the least bit surprised. So it's time for me to turn out the lights as I prepare for another week living with ferrets. If you want to watch the show being recorded, tune in at 7 p.m. GMT every Friday on FerretTube. And of course, The Outside Run is available on YouTube 24/7. If the girls are asleep when you arrive, though, don't worry. We have new clips, ferret tips and tech guides going up almost daily. And of course, a whole new realm of shorts to explore on your mobile phone. So make sure you hit subscribe and ring the notification bell so you'll always know when we've posted some new floof. And if you want to get social, you'll find us on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat maybe, I don't know, I don't think so, but possibly TikTok with some videos soon. And if you really love what we do, you can support us on Patreon. You'll get early access to all the weekly clips, exclusive footage from our Patreon cam, and we will put all the links you need to do that in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week, Ferret fans.